contaminated tray. So I just came in from my operatory, my patient is gone. And now we're doing the, what's called turnover. So, gonna come over here. Whoop, don't slam it down. I wanna make sure, by the way, at the beginning of the day, when you're turning on all your machines, equipment, you wanna make sure that for the day, everything's stopped. Your autoclave, sterilization pouches, gauze, everything like that, okay? So we are good. Now, you can follow me on that sheet. It does not have to go in a particular order as long as you are doing, if you do your instruments first, I don't care. As long as everything is done before you go to the clean side, okay? So, what you're going to do, what I do, is throw everything that can be thrown away first. And then Sharp's container. Sharp's container. Whoop. And then alcohol wipes, 2x2s, okay? Now usually I leave a clean cotton pliers. This is what this is called. You're gonna know all these instruments. And go ahead and get a couple or a few. Now, we checked our solution at the beginning of the day, but usually every time you put instruments in, be sure you check your solution to make sure. Now, I like to go ahead, if there is any bioburden or debris, you're going to wipe it down and put it in. This is our handpiece cleaner, and it lubricates because this is has gears, so it has to be oiled and everything. This does not get placed in your ultrasonic. Never submerge a handpiece, okay? This is backwards from lefty loosey, righty tighty, if you've ever heard that.
So lefty tighty, righty loosey. Gotcha.
Now, you want to be careful of over tightening it, because if you do, I'm gonna have to come and get somebody who's really strong. You just wanna make sure that it's not loose either. So you would start this, it makes a horrible noise, but start it, and it takes about 3 to 4 minutes. Now, I'm going to wipe down. You're gonna check all of your instruments to see, same thing, if it has bioburden or debris on it. If it does, just wipe it down with your alcohol wipes. Carefully place. These are good. So don't splash. Make sure your level's good, and don't overfill it with instruments, okay? Because it's not gonna work. So lose it. Now, your plastic, anything that can't be in your autoclave, you're going to put in your, what? We need these things sterilized. So where are we going to put it in? What is it called?
I don't know.
Glutaraldehyde, or also known as your cold sterile. And 10 minutes for disinfection, 10 hours for sterilization.
Wait, that's the autoclave right there?
No.
No.
No. By the way, we're on the dirty side. Dirty side. This is your ultrasonic cleaner that uses the enzymes and sound waves to break down the bioburden. So this is pre-cleaning, basically. So this is critical item, so this needs to be sterilized. This actually can be thrown away if there was any impression material and it was used, but if it was just tried in and it wasn't the correct fit, you can reuse it, but you gotta sterilize it first, okay? This is called a dappen dish. It holds dental material. It doesn't go straight into somebody's mouth, but it needs to be disinfected. So, right behind you is your cold sterile. It is the clean side, and thank you for bringing that up. However, that is our cold sterile, and we need to put this in there. Very carefully, you're going to lift it and just place it. Make sure that it's covered, but not overfilled. Same thing. All right, I'm still contaminated though. So we just did a dance, we're gonna do it again. All right, everything is off my tray, right? So, one of two things. This is, I think, where I lost it. So if you're in Monica or Mazda Roxbury, do not use these. So, dye-side wipes. These are disinfectant wipes. This is too. They're tuberculocidal intermediate disinfectant. So I get at least two, holding it because my hands are contaminated. Being careful that I do not touch my gloves on the tray. Okay, I'll pick them up. Gonna wipe everything, even the back.
I have a question.
Yep.
If you were to touch your gloves on the tray, would you just like wipe the area, or would
You would just keep going until you know you are good.
Okay.
All right. So once I'm done with this, see, I just touched my thumb there, so I would go back over it. I'm so sorry. You're not way. All right. So it needs to stay on for 1 minute to kill any germs, anything. So now, you like it? I do too. This is where I think I lost it. I gotta shoot.
The smell.
It is strong. I do take this sometimes and do shoot. Don't do that. Can you bibs? Can you give me a bib and place it right here where I had that? You'll see why. Thank you very much. Okay, I didn't throw that away. So this would be done by now. Now, I will use these. Now you can just wipe this because it will leave some residue. And if you touched anything, because I touched the button, right?
Yeah.
All right. So this is gonna have some gunk on it from that. You're gonna re-wipe it. And now you're gonna place it in an autoclave bag. Now because it does have the gears, you're gonna wanna place it up like this because if you go down and it goes, because of the force, it can tear the bag. Now, I took the sticky off. There's a perforated, however, these right here, just fold it along that line because you don't want to fold it over and have air in it because it's not going to work properly and sterilize properly. So, place that. It's done. All right. Boop. For your for your ultrasonic, very carefully rinse it. couple of things. You need to dry it as much as you can. You can use this, or I get the 4x4s. And then you're gonna package it. Now, this is a set, minus this, sorry. Your mirror, explore. You'll learn all these. And your cotton pliers. Dry them and then place them in your autoclave pouch. All right. I'm gonna go. When you are loading your autoclave, I'm not gonna touch with contaminated hands, but if it needs to be unloaded or loaded and you can't load it, you're just gonna set it on top. Contaminated instruments go on top of the autoclave. Do not grab an instrument pack without checking. With Henry Shine, it has the pink indicator. Okay? Once it runs through, it's gonna turn, that indicator turns brown. Okay? So, now I can clean up. Oh, old. Anything I touch, just wipe down. Right? Now, just so you know, the Optum wipes are, what I'm using now, are actually safe to use bare hand. However, we just touched a bunch of contaminated stuff, so you don't want to be doing this bare hand, right? All right. So before I do anything, say the 10 minutes is up, 10 hours is up. You cannot be around your cold sterile because it is toxic to breathe in or touch on your skin. So we're gonna dance again. All right, very carefully, you're going to lift because this is now, we are on the clean side, correct? So just move that. Two things, you can pick it up, rinse it like you did your ultrasonic, or use your tongs. You got it, you're gonna, yeah.
About the 10 hours, would that just be like overnight, like after
Yeah.
it closes, you would just leave
Yeah,
it in there?
come in the morning and do it, yeah. It's minimum 10 hours. Okay, so, with your tongue, rinse it, rinse it, rinse it. This is just water, by the way. It's not for real, because I don't want y'all.
Am I smelling this?
We're gonna pass out.
Probably the light.
Yeah, the diamond. Yeah.
I was like, I know you did not say it's toxic. You see me
It's
standing
not
there for
toxic, but it's bad to breathe in. Okay?
So
Yeah.
like,
She said toxic.
I know you have
I
your-
take it back. I take it back.
Like you just really like
It's dangerous to breathe in the fumes, dude. It's high level. Okay, so very carefully touching, because this is the clean side. So now I could take everything off, but this has to be loaded. And those packages I was touching with contaminated gloves. So you're going to take your instruments, you're going to place them down like this, because if you do it like this, when they're done, there's moisture and it can tear the paper. So now when you are loading, you do not want to overload. Okay, So that is not full, so we would not start it. But for giggles, we're gonna say it's full, okay? So you can go ahead and just kind of do that number right there, but don't touch anything. You're going to now take your PPE off.
So you can't change gloves at all?
I mean, you can, but it's just I'm doing it. That's a lot of steps.
Okay.
Okay.
Utility gloves must be worn like during this process. You can't like wear those gloves.
I don't know, Kenny. Are they?
Yeah.
Why?
Because those gloves are thinner.
Right, and so those sharp instruments and those via or those needles that I was handling to just kidding. Touching my gloves off. I wear.
I would have done 2 points,
Yeah, you would. And you should. So now that I have clean hands, I'm going to go back over to my cold sterile items. And I'm going to dry them. Dry them and then put them away wherever they go, okay? So I'm doing that.
All in her way.
No, that's not where they go. All right, so for your autoclave, you do not want to touch the buttons or anything with contaminated gloves. If you do, you just need to wipe everything down. Now, when you're loading this, don't load it bare hand either. So this is loaded, we're ready to go. You're gonna shut it but you're gonna check the water level first. And it gets filled with what kind of water?
Distill.
So then, for us, it's 1 for a minimum of what? What's the temperature?
250.
For how long? Minimum.
250?
10 minutes.
Let's say like 20 or 30, okay?
I was gonna say 20, but I thought I
Okay,
was
you
gonna say
should,
20.
yeah. All right. The good thing is 250 for 20 minutes and then it's a 30-minute dry. So we do 1 and start. Okay? All right. So after that, yeah.
Where's the distilled water?
There's some right there, but that's what I was supposed to give money to Noah to get some at Kroger because I've already done my grocery
I
thing.
thought distilled water was like regular water.
Distilled?
Distilled. Distilled. This water is distilled.
All right, so say this opens by itself and it vents by itself. If you need something quickly, you're going to open it, let it vent, and then if you need to, use oven mitts, and if you need an instrument for a procedure right then, when you open your sterilization pouch, just make sure it's cool before you touch it or put it in a patient's mouth. Okay. Any questions?
Can we push the time to 6? I ain't gonna make it